So there's a difference between craziness that hurts people and hurts you and ostracizes people from your life to intensity. You know what I mean? So since I was a little girl, I've always been very expressionate. I've always been a performer. I was a class clown. And I was very intense. And some people, when they see that intensity, they think, oh, is this craziness? Is this mental illness? No. I'm not mentally ill. And if you were to get to know me, I'm actually pretty quiet. Like when you first get to know me, I'm not going to be all, I'm not going to be doing that. That's when you get to know me, and that's already too late to turn back. I'm sorry if you gotten to that point. But I like to, when I'm going around town, I like to be loud. I guess the term would be rude. It's a rude way, an outrageous way of dressing. Iggy Pop pants and Iggy Pop shirts and rainbow pants and things like that. Very random. And the reason is because I used to be like, very black and white. There were no, if it was this way, it was this way, and it was never this way. And I was very conservative, and now I'm realizing I'm an adult and I don't have to do that. I'm not a kid anymore, and I can realize, okay, yeah, I can watch this movie, and or I can have the drink every once in a while. And it was instilled in me that I shouldn't have these experiences because very conservative background. My family was very controlling. They wanted to keep me, I guess, as young as possible for as long as they could, which means I didn't have a lot of experiences out in the world. And even getting therapy wouldn't have helped. In fact, therapy helped very little because when you're within an abusive situation, none of the medications or therapy is going to work. Now that I am out of that situation, I'm far beyond that situation. And I'm finding that I had strength. I have power. And I had enough strength to get through it. And I'm embracing that side of me. And I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit about what people think. What people that I probably will never meet are thinking of me, especially on the internet. So, the reason I'm doing this paranormal investigating, it's a hobby, okay? It's a special interest. I'm autistic. I got a special interest, and to be honest, the thing that started it was Haunted Mansion, okay? I watched Haunted Mansion, okay? Disney frickin' did this to me, okay? They say that was therapy back then when the VHS tapes came up, okay? Winnie the Pooh was therapy for me. And so, Haunted Mansion, there was a music video. It was one of those VHS tapes that had, the sing-along with the little bouncing bowl. The bouncing bowl, And, I loved it. I love these sing-alongs. I mostly knew the words to these songs, but, subtitles always help. Especially interactive ones, or ones that feel like they are. So, yeah. So when I'm going all over the place and this intensity that you're seeing, it's called ADHD. It means attention deficit. Hey, donuts! And that's what it means. No, it means attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It means you want to do everything at once, but not one thing at once. So you're just sitting there. You're either jumping from one conversation to one project to the next, or you're fixating on a speck on a wall somewhere. So it's this contradiction of, I want to get everything done, but get nothing done at the same time. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm fairly sane. I don't go around and disrupt anything. When I'm doing these ghost hunts and things, I'm very respectful. I do not break and enter. I am not, crawling into a window into some condemned area that I shouldn't be. I am literally on the sidewalk and I am aware of my surroundings. I know where I am most of the time, and um, I am respectful of nature as well, because when I'm on my walks, I come across a lot of deer, and I'm gonna say the deer are absolutely terrifying. You don't think they're terrifying, but I'm gonna tell you those hooves alone can break your bones. The female does, they can injure you quite badly. So I try to be very give them their space while I am in it. I make sure that I don't spook them. And I also just with when talking with the spirits, I'm also very respectful as well. But I do respect the laws as well. And if you notice how I'm talking, this is very level. Like, this is a very level conversation. This is what I normally would be talking like on an ordinary basis. I would just be, doing this. I might get a little bit intense sometimes, but intensity isn't necessarily a bad thing. Intensity means that when I do something, I'm going to dedicate everything that I have into it. And that's really good. I'm a really good friend. When it comes to that, I'm like awesome, because I will be there. I will be there. I'll have your back. There'll be some times where maybe I don't talk all that often, but it's like I'm constantly thinking of that person. I'm usually thinking of what I can do. And sometimes my toxic trait is that I think that everybody is just going to be, this is a toxic trait of mine. I think that everybody's just going to be a good person. And they're going to treat me like I'm a good person because I treated them like a good person. So I think that there's going to be an equal exchange. I'm funny like that, you know. I think that people should be nice when really that's not how people work. And so sometimes I will miss certain signs that I see. And because I'll think, oh, maybe they were drunk, or maybe it was a bad day, maybe it won't be the same. And yeah, that can be dangerous. But I'm getting to the point where if somebody disrespects me, that's it. You're not going to disrespect me again. And I don't need to explain to that person how they disrespected me, because they know. If they are somehow oblivious to that, may that be a wake-up call for them. If they find out that they can't get in touch with me or contact me, there's a reason for that. I don't need to explain myself. I have spent most of my life trying to explain myself, going in circles and circles, trying to defend who I am, validating myself when no one would. And it got exhausting. So if someone has disrespected me, they do not deserve an explanation. Because whether they did it subconsciously or they did it intentionally, or let's say, oh yeah, there wasn't an intention of being weird, there wasn't an intention of being sexual, there wasn't an intention of this being here and this being that. Yes, intention is important, but you need to think how what is the result that they wanted to get from that. And they could deny it and say, oh no, I wasn't being manipulative, I wasn't doing this or doing that, I wasn't going there. And then you find out, yeah, they were subconsciously doing that. Or regardless, I don't need to wait around for them to figure that out. Okay? I don't need to help them figure out how they disrespected me. And, you know, it's very liberating to be able to realize, yeah, it could be a really long friendship that you're involved with, but if that person, it doesn't matter if they were good all the way through this, and then all of a sudden there's this, they disrespect you. Now, it's one of those things where maybe it was just a rare occurrence. You kind of have to use your judgment of like, okay, well, did you already know? Were there already red flags that were leading to this? And there's that. But I have a very mature way of, thinking these things through. And sometimes I need the help of other people. And community, if you don't know, is therapy. So getting help from the community is very important. And I have gotten the help from the community. in Best of Broadway. And I find therapy and peace and harmony and just balance in everything that I do, whether it's making my bed, taking a shower, taking a walk, buying a new rock, doing things that make me happy, because I deserve to be happy and so do you. So when I'm ghost hunting and I'm going around, I am happy. Okay, I'm a happy camper. I don't need validation from everyone. I don't need other people to say you're a good person, because you know what? I can every morning when I wake up say I am a good person. People like me and I love who I am. And I do. Now, 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But now that I am at that point, therapy doesn't really yeah, there's not much going on there. I'm doing my, and therapy is something that you consistently do. And you know, therapists come and go, mentors come and go, teachers come and go, parents come and go, and eventually these people won't be around to help you through this and to hold your hand. So you better find your own therapy um for the future. And if it doesn't matter what age you are, having a hobby is, believe it or not, hobby is a therapy. So um uh and the thing is, you know, uh I'm gonna say, if you don't know what I'm all about, find out more about me and really listen to people. Because if you were to listen to people's story, no matter what walk of life they were in, or where they came from, or what they're doing, or what their lifestyle, their sexuality, their gender identity, whatever it is, there would not be a person you would not fall in love with. So listen, because maybe the universe is trying to speak with you. Maybe that higher power is trying to speak with you. Or maybe your inner self, maybe your subconscious or your conscious is trying to tell you something. Listen to yourself, but listen to others. And find that balance of, I love listening to myself, but I also like listening to others. And when you find that balance, you can find peace. And I hope that all that watch this find peace and find happiness and are able to embrace and celebrate their craziness and their uniqueness and everything that makes them themselves. And there is nobody in this universe that's like you. So shine like nobody else shines.